Hello, Habs fans. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Habs Fan Forum. I am Ben Dankyu, and of course, here at the Fan Forum, this is where us fans get to have our voices heard. And right now, that is definitely needed. So let's talk about these Montreal Canadiens because they are up big against this monster of a Vegas Golden Knights team, the second overall seed, the team that took down the Colorado Avalanche and the upstart Minnesota Wild. The number one seed and another hot team coming into the playoffs. This team has showed they are here and they want to win the cup. And they have the team to do it. They are built to win now. And we got a little taste of that in Game 1. I'm going to go into Game 1 and I'm going to go into my keys to this series. But first, just a little bit of a shout out. If you're looking for more Montreal Canadiens coverage, check out the Press Zone, check out the Canadiens Connection. Our podcast here is actually part of the Hockey Podcast Network and sponsored by DraftKings. So right now, you can actually go to DraftKings during the NBA playoffs and win up to $25,000. Just use the promo code THPN. You go to the free to play pools and check it out. You get to play for free and maybe win a bunch of money. All right, so Game 1. Well, let's actually take one step back. These teams stack up against each other very similar. Like, how did the Habs get here? They got here on a relentless forecheck, 4 forward lines rolling, a great penalty kill with 4 shorthanded goals that showed they could not only keep them from scoring, but they could score on the opposition. A top 4D that was heavily relied upon. They played minute crunching minutes. And of course, an elite all-world goaltender who was making the most timely, amazing saves that kept the Habs in the game and let them play the style that they wanted to play when they could take a little more risks. Now, Vegas has almost all of that. I would give the edge of goaltending to Carey Price over Marc-Andre Fleury, who has shown he's a great goalie. He's just I would say there's a little bit of difference there. But the rest, this Vegas team just feels like that big brother team of Montreal. Montreal 2 years later. Its firepower is stronger. Its forecheck is heavier. Its D is more deep. It has a lot of the same pieces and the same style of play as the Canadiens, but just better. However, we've seen in the first round they were supposed to lose against the Leafs. We've seen in the second round they were supposed to lose against the Jets. This Canadiens team can win. And we saw it in Game 1. They had flashes of the game where they controlled the pace. They were crashing the net. They were making chances. They did sustain some pressure. I would say if you look at the game, though, 1, costly mistakes. That Gustafsson turnover, while it seemed innocent at the time, led to them being pinned in their zone, and then there was a break in the clear that led to the icing, and then they screened Carey Price. It is the exact that is a video replay play of why you can't have a third pairing but like Kulak and Gustafsson out there, where they just made mistake after mistake and it led to a goal. But more important than that goal was that momentum shift that happened after that. That was first of all, they killed the streak of 450 minutes of the Habs having a lead. But the Habs recipe has been Game 1 win, come out, score first, and then instill their style of play. When one player can just crumble that, you don't want that player in your lineup. I mean, he had some good flashes here or there too on the power play, but nothing compared to the mistakes he's costing them. So that was a problem. And Kulak had a brutal game. I think he's punched him above his pay grade in that second pairing, and it kind of showed. He just didn't have it in Game 1, and he's got to clean that up because I would love to have him in that third pairing with Romanov. So maybe if Jeff Petrie comes back and you drop Kulak down to play with Romanov in third pairing, he can kind of play the style of play that has been successful for him in the past. But once that first period was over, Vegas took over, and they just instilled this shut-down neutral zone play, a Pete DeBoer special, where Montreal couldn't get anything going until they finally had to pull the goalie and give it a best shot. But 4-1 result was a pretty decisive win by Vegas. Yes, Fleury made, I think, 28 saves and looked good, but He looked human. He looked beatable. The Habs just got to finish on their chances. So game 1 in the bag. Game 2. These guys have a shot. They can come out, wipe this one from their memory, come back in, and play the way they were playing those in that first 10 minutes of the game, the first period even they controlled. Keep that style of play going. What are the keys to them actually coming out on top of this series in general? They need Jeff Petrie back. Plain and simple. If they don't get Jeff Petrie back by game 3, the series is done. I don't see how they can do it without him. Correct me if I'm wrong, Montreal Canadiens, but I can't see it. And if he comes back, and when he comes back, I should say, keeping Romanoff in, him playing the same style of play he's playing, and Kulak or Gustafson, one of those, or Merrill, whatever the three of them will be, that 6D, one of those three needs to clean up their play and play maybe like they were playing in a couple of the rounds earlier. But my hope would be Romanoff and Kulak to really stem this game from game 1. Score your new chances. They had a ton of second chances in the Jets series. They were banging those chances in and scoring. If they can get those actual chances going, boom, love it. That will swing this game. It could have been 1-0, could have been 2-0 in that first period. Different game for sure, so bury your chances. Also, they really got to limit those turnovers in their own zone. That forecheck is relentless in Vegas. We know it. It's really good. They forecheck. They steal the puck. They cycle. They get their superstars out there. Then they cycle some more, take chances, forecheck again. They are relentless, so we can't give them those mistakes in their own zone. And then finally, Carey Price. It's just, sorry, Carey, but you're going to have a tough series ahead of you. I loved that little wink you gave. I hope that's indicative of how you're feeling in this series, because they need you to keep playing like you did in game 1. He's got to keep making those amazing saves like he did on Marchessault, like he did on Stone when he robbed him with that glove. Wow, that was fun to watch. And finally, stay out of the box, and better yet, draw penalties. We saw it when they're in the box. That kills momentum, and when they're on the power play, they have shown recently in the last series and even in game 1 that they can score. So those are my keys to this series. I'm really excited to watch the rest of these going forward. All right, that's it for this week's edition of the Habs Fan Forum. Thank you so much for watching. If you can just like the video, if you like it, tell your friends, subscribe to the All Habs channel, and hit that little bell to get notified of next week's episode. You can reach out to us on Twitter at Montreal_Forum, and of course, follow All Habs for the best Canadiens coverage. Thanks so much again for watching. I'm Ben Dankyu, and of course, woo! Go Habs, go!